Ooh. This is a tidal area, and luckily the tide is out. The best thing about this area is it's a resting and feeding area for migratory birds that fly in from Siberia to Australia each year. So yes, we are on sand, but it's obviously saturated and holding together quite well. So no dramas here. Oh, quick update. I have over 1,000 kilometers on this bike already. And yesterday I had my first puncture, so as to speak. It was I pumped up the tyres to 40 psi before going for my ride yesterday, where I pretty much tortured the bike and tyres, and the leak was on the inside of the tube, so it actually hadn't been pierced by anything. It was a weakness in the tube that just let go, and that means I got to use the new system for undoing the wheels. As I've mentioned before, they don't have the bolt levers on the bike. They just give you one lever with an Allen key attached that you use. That system worked quite well. First time I've dealt with these tyres, and for an old guy with arthritis, I was pleasantly surprised with how easy the tyres were to get off, although I used levers to get them off. But the putting them back on, I managed to do that without any tools. It was just pushing them over with my thumb. Worked brilliantly. And of course I rode home, and my first thing this morning was to check that the tyre was still up, and I'm now riding, so clearly it was. So here we go. We've still got some bit of sand here. I'll go up a couple of power settings just to give me that little bit of extra oomph. Avoiding all the deep holes. Drop back the 2 power settings I went up. And anyone who can focus in on the GPS data will notice I have 11% of the bike battery left. That will time out to 1% left, whereupon the motor will stop and it will stay at 1%. Showing on that, while in reality I have 7 to 8% of the battery left, and that will be reserved exclusively for the gear changing. Oh, let's spend a bit of power. Up 2 more settings. So we're on active at the moment, and I have active set or tuned to the mid-range power. The only change I made to the tuning from how the bike was delivered was it was delivered with Eco 1, Tour 3, and then the next two levels were mid-range setting, and then the power setting at the top was on the full power 11. So, but what I found was the difference between setting 1 and 3 on the two lower power settings, I just didn't notice it. So I bumped up the Tour from 3 to 4, and now when you change your power settings, you actually do feel the difference. Oh yeah. Nothing like riding in the Aussie bush, and the only thing you can see apart from the bush is the phone tower. Just grip the pedal. That's what happens when you ride in wheel ruts. E-bike battery is low, okay? So we've hit 10%. It now has warned me that the available charge for riding is 10%. And most of the information on the GPS is coming from the bike sensors. I was wondering whether the speed was from the GPS or the bike. I now know it's from the bike because I played with some features on the app in there for the wheel diameter, and I changed it for the bike, and I found the speed. I was riding flat strap and it was only showing 5 kilometers an hour. So I then undid all my stupidity of trying to be clever by setting wheel diameters, told it to go back to automatic, and now it's giving me nice accurate speeds. So clearly that does come from the bike sensors.